My name is Sean Crocker.
All right, I'm Mr. Goodale. I teach sports medicine.
Okay, I'm Emily Harrington and I'm a senior. I'm sports med for the football team.
My name's Abby Sue and I'm in 12th grade. I'm a part of the football sports med team.
Okay, so what preparations are made to prevent injuries on the football field?
To prevent injuries on the football field, we usually, if they have something going on, we do rehab, preventative rehab. If we need to, we use tape, other bracing methods to help prevent it.
Okay, so injury prevention is big in football today. You know, a lot of the hot topics are about player safety. Player safety in the rule perspective, you have keeping your head out of tackles, not leading with the crown on your helmet. One of the bigger rules this year is blindside hits to prevent injury. When the player's in the defenseless mode, they want those guys taking unnecessary hits. So one of those ways are to have a player to put both hands up before they make contact with them, so they won't have such a jarring hit. Also, just more common sense things like you can't slam a defenseless player or spear a player with the crown of your helmet. And so rules are always evolving and changing to help protect players. Prevention-wise, we do a multitude of training, bodybuilding. We try to prevent fatigue, hydration, dehydration, and so preparation is key for us. We train probably 10 months out of the year to be ready for the 3-month season.
So we have a Panther Creek athletic trainer, and then we have an athletic trainer and he's like a physical therapist too, from Duke, and then he has like student help, and then there's about like 5 of us from Panther Creek that help Mr. Goodale.
The biggest thing we have to do is keep everyone hydrated, so we always fill up about 5 coolers for our side and 3 or 4 for the other side, because if they're not hydrated and they're running around a lot, they get cramps really easily. So that's another thing we do, is we have these thing called Gator lights, and if they're getting cramps, we put it in their water, and so it will hopefully stop their cramps. We also have rehab going on all week during practice for anyone who's injured or wants to strengthen something, and then we tape before games as well.
And then what steps do you take when an injury occurs?
When an injury occurs on the field, first thing you want to do is make sure it's safe to kind of move it, make sure it's not an emergency situation. Once we move through and evaluate the injury, we either brace them if they need to, or take them off the field and we can start to get them ice or whatever kind of rehab or treatment they need.
So the way we split it up during a game is there are rotations, and so if you are shadowing Mr. Goodale, you will run on the field with him, and you will help them get to the sideline or bring them, if it's a more serious injury, anything they need, like any wraps or tapes, anything like that. And then on the sideline, you do your evaluation tests to figure out what the injury is, and we usually shadow that and get anything they need, such as ice or tape or anything like that.
And then what's the most common injury in high school football?
I think probably the most common injury we've dealt with is ankle sprains. Just a matter of them rolling it or getting stepped on, something like that.
The most common injury, I would say, well, just on a lesser side, would definitely be cramps, especially early in the season when it's so hot and they're not drinking enough water, especially throughout the day and the whole week. But also ankle injuries are very common, and they're usually not as serious. They tape it up and do rehab for 1 or 2 weeks, but then they can come back to play.
I would definitely say concussions, because it was probably one game, or some we have to test someone for a concussion or something.
Is there a concussion
protocol?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, there is a concussion protocol that's in place pretty much nationwide. It's very strict here in North Carolina. The North Carolina High School Association is one of the first organizations to enact it. So once a player is suspected of having a hit that has caused symptoms of a concussion, that player has to be evaluated by the trainer and the team doctor on the sideline. If they declare that he has concussion symptoms, they will keep him out for the rest of the contest. and then that player has to go through a 6-day return to play protocol. Within those 6 days is different levels of activity and cognitive tests that leads back up to him being cleared to play.